Okay, we are not live on Facebook.
We appear to be live on.
I think we're live on Streamly.
You guys aren't live anywhere. You're live in the restream, but it's not broadcasting anywhere.
Okay.
So yes, it's the same thing that we just went through with the first link. It's telling me on Facebook again, set up live video. When I click on that, I get this dashboard.
Okay, so try clicking go live on your.
It is live.
Somebody is commenting it is live.
Lara
D'Agustin.
Lara, is it live on Facebook?
Where are you watching, Lara?
It looks like it's from YouTube.
On YouTube. Are you watching on YouTube, Lara? YouTube. Thank you.
They're on Facebook Live. They're on Facebook Live.
Okay.
They're on the Elfquest page.
Yeah, okay.
Oh.
Seems live on Facebook. I just joined from there.
I'm gonna hop off.
Oh.
Okay, bye.
Yes, ma'am. All right.
All right, so I'm gonna roll in.
Bravo.
Oh, oy vey. Technology has failed us big time. So apologies for getting a late start here. Apologies for folks not being able to find it. We are live now on in the Elfquest fan group, at least. We might be on the Elfquest official page. Either way, Wendy and Richard are here. We're doing our Streamily autograph session. They've got a ton of Elfquest prints and the really awesome exclusive 45th anniversary Cutter standee. There might be only a couple of these left. It's an exclusive 45th anniversary item. They're really awesome. Richard's holding it up right now. So without further ado, we're going to dive into this because we're already running super late. Richard, if you want to start again by holding up Misha's, then we can just roll with it and we should be good to go.
Okay,
Yes.
well, you have to give them to me.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
just, where are we?
There's Misha.
Okay, now
Yes.
we had only done a couple before everything went sideways. The first prints were a Strongbow and a Moonshade to Misha. So there you may be seeing these again for the first time. And then there was an Ember for Albert. Let's get the glare off of that. So, and that is as far, I believe, as we got. Hang on.
Let's see.
The next,
Albert,
there's another Albert.
We did sign
print.
his.
No, this is a different one.
Oh, a
So
different
just-
Albert. Okay.
And this is, yep, here we go.
this
That
is
one's
a-
Albert's.
Okay, this is a Watching the Sunrise. So this is for Albert. And we will hold these up because the camera in this instance is not looking at our hands. So we'll do the best we can.
Here we are.
Okay, and
Here you go, Albert.
Here's, okay, Albert, I hope you're watching.
Very bright colors.
Okay, and then I go here and I do that. And we have another sunrise, this one to Elizabeth with an S.
This is one of my favorites. I love the hot colors.
Elizabeth with an S.
When you talk a little bit about the art in this print and how you decided to use those pieces.
Well, this is a combination of art that appeared in the manga version of Elfquest that I did for DC Comics. And I was inspired to combine two different drawings of Cutter and Lita that were separate and to put them together. And I was amazed at how beautifully they came together.
So there we go there. Oh, both Alberts are mine. All right.
See, I told you.
Next year, when I turn 45 and I will be rich, I will make you sign so much Skywise. Yeah, well,
Uh-huh.
um, SpongeBob is a weird commenter. Who's your favorite Kiss member? Who's
I
your
think
favorite
SpongeBob
Bond
is
is like coming in from left field.
yeah.
Shout out from the Netherlands. You're live. You're live.
Well,
Okay.
who's next? David can keep track of that.
Okay, we
Yes.
have our first standee.
Oh, I'm excited to sign our first standee.
Okay,
So you've got them there.
I've
with you,
got the
Richard.
standees.
Yep. And this
Um,
one's to Derek.
well, now we have to make a decision. Do we have space enough
Yes, if we write small.
if we write small? Okay, so Derek, let's give this a shot. Make sure that the Sharpies are nice and juicy. To Derek, and make sure we spell it right, D-E-R-E-K.
Derek, meet Rayek.
Okay.
All right. Now, yours will dry while I'm signing.
Yeah,
so
but I
we
want to
can-
make sure it's dry when it gets to
Ooh,
you.
now this is coming, I have to tell you, this is coming out beautifully.
Well, we will.
Clear and sharp black writing on the acrylic. I'm very pleased.
Now, watch where we put fingers. Okay, now,
Look at that.
let's do this. Okay. That's what it's going to look like, everybody who's watching, who has bought a standee. It's going to be signed, and if you have requested personalization, that's what it is going to look like. And then you are going to be able to take this, and note the little peg on the bottom is going to go into there. And this is going to stand up really, really nice wherever you choose to display.
So when you hand these to me, Richard, if you can give me the plastic as well, I will put this right back into the plastic
Okay.
with the number.
Okay. So
What you
there's-
folks can't see is just piles and piles of stuff that
That's-
Richard and David are dealing with.
Yes, yes, we have the allotted number of standees that were shipped to us, and we've got something of a little assembly line going here that we've never had to do before, but which we're looking forward to doing again. All right, so there's Derek. We have a standee that is not to be signed to anyone. Or it's to be signed, it's not to be personalized.
Yeah.
So, okay, here comes this one. And you have to juice these up every time.
So Melissa Klein says that she named her youngest daughter Ember.
Well, join the club. We have a lot of embers out there, don't we?
We have enough embers to make an entire forest fire.
And today is her 5th birthday.
Happy birthday, Amber.
Okay, that's
There you
complete. Okay. So this is this one.
Okay.
I'll just put them there.
Yep.
Click that. We have another one that is
For
simply
none.
to be signed. Okay. You're leaving it out, it's going to dry.
Yes,
so
yeah, I'll put the lid on.
well, no, use the paper to juice it up again.
I will, when the time comes.
I'm very pleased because we did not get to try this out ahead of time. But I'm very pleased that these fine point Sharpies are doing such a nice job.
They really are, and once
On-
they're dry, they'll be permanent. There you go.
Okay, here is that one, number 349. Now we have a standee for Joshua.
Joshua.
How about a nice game of chess?
I wonder if he would get that reference.
So, what does it feel like for you two as creators to be telling this story, the saga of Elfquest, for 45 years?
What is for? Well, answering that is a little difficult because
What does it feel like?
yeah,
Oh, elation and exhaustion, all in the same body.
you don't think of the time you're spending while you're doing it. You're doing the work, and you don't think about, gee, I'm doing this for 45 years. But we always had plenty of story to tell. That was the wonderful thing about Elfquest.
Yeah. Don't put the stickum on the ink if you have.
No, I'm not.
Yeah, gotcha. Okay.
To Dad, I like it.
Okay.
So how was that for an answer, David?
I thought it was good.
Okay.
I'm trying to get you to be a little chatty while we're waiting for the.
Well, aren't people sending questions?
Oh, they are. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Give us a question.
Well, actually, mostly they're just saying they can see it now. So, but folks,
good.
yeah, put your questions in, and I'll read them out for Wendy and Richard to see.
Yes, please do. We love to answer questions.
Okay, this is to Dad from Ritka. Number 299. Thanks for everyone's face. Hi from Nova Scotia. All right.
There you are.
There's that one. Yeah, that artwork is phenomenal. I love that movie. Somebody got the hat tip.
The Joshua.
The Joshua hat tip.
That's one of our favorites.
Can you run interference if they get to one for Philip Tesoro? Can you ask them make it just to Phil? All right, just for everyone, if you've given us a first and a last name, we always like to get a little bit more familiar. So we just use first names, but when we get to Philip, we will make it Phil.
Phil.
So, okay, now we have a standee. And it's not personalized.
I cannot tell you guys how much I love and faunch after these standees. They're among my favorite things we've ever done. I'm not kidding.
Okay, this is 306. Okay, good. All right, here is 30. Oh,
I grabbed one, but if you just keep doing what you're doing.
I will keep handing the whole package right over there. We have now a bundle of prints. It looks like 5 of them.
Yep.
And they are not personalized. That makes it simple.
Well. A real assembly line thing we have going now.
So, Laura, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing your name correctly, asks, do you think you will be adding prints for future characters? I'm living for the day to have Kavi signed by you both.
All things are possible. We have been thinking about that our very selves.
I would say that's very likely. She is one of my most favorite elves.
We want to find that very nice balance between having a lot of very neat things that a lot of very neat people want, and overdoing it, because as we all know, there are some franchises out there that you just really get too much of. So we don't want that to happen to Elfquest. We want it to be well loved, but not.
I think there are serious fans out there who would argue with you and say, we can never get too much.
You're sitting next to one.
And to those people, we would say there's a lot easier. You just meet around back at midnight with a duffel bag full of unmarked $20 bills, and we'll figure something out. Okay, now we have another 5-print bundle with 5
different ones.
characters.
Yeah, these are interesting choices.
You know, why do I have the feeling that this may be the same person? I could be wrong, but they're all different, and this person just wants everything.
So we have a really nice comment from Frank Gerber. Not a question, just a thank you. Elfquest touched my heart and soul when I first discovered it in high school and has always been with me. Thank you both so much for the comfort and solace your work has provided.
That's
Well,
beautiful.
That is a wonderful thing to say, and an even more wonderful thing to hear.
I think nowadays, especially when everything seems to be really uncertain, I think a lot of people like to turn to familiar, comforting fantasy worlds. And we're very glad that Elfquest is one of them.
Well, Elfquest can be an old good friend.
It truly can.
And
it is to us sometimes too.
Oh yeah. But like all old good friends, sometimes it's a royal PETA as well. And anybody needs that acronym explained, ask in a comment.
PITA.
Yes. Okay. And here are all 5. Again, I'll just do this quickly because we lost time, but you can see all 5 of them.
I always enjoy seeing this artwork again. And a whole nother bunch.
And another 5, and another, no, 5, 5, 5, and 4. We have 19 prints. I suspect one person has just bought every single print we have.
Then I suspect who it is.
Oh, there are a number of usual suspects.
There are legions of fans that you have never interacted with out there. So,
That's
it might
true.
It might be somebody wholly undue.
That is true.
All right, so Philip Alessandro Tesoro says, I know that I can't be the only one. Every time Richard holds up some artwork, a huge contented sigh goes through my whole body.
Can we do like Pavlovian response and just wear the guy out?
Jeez. Something you might not be able to see on camera is that a lot of these prints have textures in them. They were done digitally, but I worked them so that it would appear that some of them were done in pastel or oil pencil.
Or, for example, this one here, if I can bring it close, it looks like it's done on canvas.
Yeah.
It's got the rough texture of canvas with cutter on top of it.
As you can see, the cutter standee was based on this one.
Yes. And some of you may have missed it before. We are in conversation with Streamly regarding more. And our thought is to not necessarily use artwork from existing prints. Here's a couple of those for bundle number 3. And but artwork that you probably have not seen before, just to make the appeal of these wonderful standees that much more irresistible.
It looks like we have yet another
We have a
bundle.
4-print bundle, 1984, Warmth and Happiness, received a cutter print, framed and hanging next to another. Thank you for sharing. Did you already sign mine? I remember we signed a Derek. Textures, what's your favorite character to draw? The Invisible Elf.
That question always gets asked, what's your favorite character? Like I have a favorite.
All right, so where's the last bundle?
You out there who have more than one kid, which is your favorite kid?
Well, you see, it's a different kind of question, because if they'd asked who's your favorite character, that's one thing. But it's who's your favorite character to draw, and that involves work.
Well, I can tell you the one that I hate to draw. I designed too many of them with too much hair. I should have designed all of them naked and bald.
Milia Rose says, Elfquest helped me through some really hard points in my life. And I'm so thankful to you and the entire world that you have put so much love and depth into.
Well, thank you for being brave and sharing that with us and everyone else. That's the highest compliment Elfquest gets, bar none.
Yeah.
That it has reached and helped. So, and okay, there's one of 4 of the bundle of 4.
I think when you let us know that Elfquest helped you get through a hard time, it just makes all the effort worth
Is
it.
the next one a 3?
3. No, this is a new one that just came in. So give me a second to pull these together, because this is a new VIP one.
Right, it's 2 francs.
Oh,
so every one of them would be 2 francs, right?
No, hang on. The one that we just signed, Stargazing, Sunrise, Call, and Skyways into Maine.
Yes,
that we just
complete
completed
on that one.
And now we
362 just came in.
just
So
jumped to
let
the
me
head
pull
of the
these
line.
for you.
Okay.
Desert Flames, Lita, Fire Shadows, Cutter.
Okay, Frank just used his speed pass. Very fair. I can't pick between my cats.
All right, get started on these 2 for Frank,
All right.
and I will grab the other ones.
Okay.
There's only 3. Yeah.
We have Desert Flames, Shadow,
And Skyway Stargazing.
Skywise. Okay, we'll start this one, and this is to Frank. There.
Right there. All right. This is always a hard one.
And there's one more.
Yep. Paul of Woodrow says, I've loved Elfquest since issue number 1, and now my kids, sister, and niece love it too.
Oh.
Well, we love that Elfquest is generational. We have had grandparents come up to us and say, my kids loved it, and now my kids have kids and they love it. And we have 2 very, very distinct feelings. One is intense pride, and the other is intense weariness that we're so old.
Speak for yourself. I'll
Okay.
let you know when I'm ready to be old. I'm not ready.
Frank. Okay, there's Frank, and that's complete. All right, now we have a strongbow for Peggy.
Happy 53rd birthday. 53 is a good year. Mine was anyway.
Peggy says that Strongbow is her heart elf.
Aha.
And she can't think of a non-cheesy way to express it, but if you think you can, she'd love to hear it.
A non-cheesy way?
Of how to express a love for Strongbow.
Well, a heart elf is pretty doggone good.
How about hot elf?
He's her hearty. No, because that sounds piratish.
Let's see. Well, the elves always say love mate.
So hot mate. Okay, there is.
Standy next.
Speaking of hair, is it easier to draw Litas or Winnowill? Was it much easier to draw Clearbrook after One Eye met the trolls because, or did her haircut present a new set of challenges?
Look, let's be reasonable. Straight hair is always easier to draw than curly
Okay.
hair.
You're on a standy.
Now we have a standee.
Ah, standing.
Hey everybody, Thornbreak here. I'm just rolling in to say I just checked inventory and there are only 5 of the cutter standees left. These are a limited edition item. There were only 45 made. 40 of them have been sold. It's in celebration of Elfquest's 45th anniversary, which we're celebrating all year. There's a chance that there won't be any more of these ever made. So just throwing that out there. There's only 5 left. You can buy them. Look at the link that's scrolling across your screen. It's streamelite.com/Elfquest. 5 left. That's all I'm saying.
In another life, he was standing in front of a carnival with a straw
Oh,
hat
yes.
and he was a barker.
Well,
Okay, so we
He's-
have
he's not a barker, he's a woofer.
a howler. This is to Becky and Nate.
Thank you so much for offering these. We're delighted. And we think you're going to be delighted too. I was surprised how tall they were when I first saw it.
Okay, there's that. Okay, now
There you
careful.
go.
And we'll just, it is, all right, this is because they are,
You can see pretty good.
well, if I hold it against
Yeah,
there,
against your shirt.
right,
Yeah.
it's a light color. So if I did it there, or how about
There you are.
one way or another.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's Becky, Nate, and their baggie.
Okay. You got another standee next.
And then we have, this is to Denise.
You guys are writing really, really long comments, and it's a little tough to keep up with them. Maybe you could make them a few sentences shorter.
No. We can.
Yeah, I can read them.
Okay.
We got them
Yeah.
here.
Okay.
Melissa Klein says our 8-year-old Robin is currently reading Fire and Flight to Ember every night. He met y'all at East Coast Comic Con in 2018 while Ember was still in utero. Oh, that's John and Melissa who were the winners of the 45 Years of Pointed Ears treasure box. Do you remember that?
Oh,
I
yes.
do.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hey,
Well,
you guys.
congratulations.
To all of you. There are more of you now than there were
Yeah.
What number was that?
then. I clicked it,
Okay, I'll come back to it.
but it is to Denise, I believe.
Yeah, to Denise. I'll come back to that
Oh.
one.
Okay, I am so excited about the standee. I can have a whole army of cutters, statue, action figure, standee. All right, might not be an army, but you know.
So, Richard, did you want that duffel bag of 20s to be unmarked?
Questions you know the answers to, you don't need to ask. Used. All right, we have a grinning cutter to Matt.
So let's see, another nice comment here. This is from Derek, who you just signed some things for. Says, I just finished my collection of all the hardback books, gifted them to my dad, who used to read them to me, and now he reads them to my son and daughter. Thank you for all of your hard work.
Oh, that's beautiful.
As one of those generation.
Yep. It must take him back to be reading it again.
There's for Matt. And I got to say, I reread the whole thing from time to time, and I am continually surprised at the things I'm discovering, even after having worked on it for almost 50 years and having read it any number of times. It's just so jam-packed with little hints and details. We have now a 2-print bundle for Robin with a Y.
So I have a comment / question from Alex Pion, who says, sorry for my English, I'm French. They read The Line of Beauty, and the part of The Line of Beauty where you, towards the back, where you shared some of the all is allowed illustrations. And they're wondering if there's a chance to see that out again. Now, the book is still in print, but perhaps you can maybe talk about that all is allowed thing that you put into Elfquest.
Well, taking into account that this is a general audience, the section of Line of Beauty that was called All is Allowed, it has to do with Elfquest erotica, of which there is quite a bit, and certainly not all of it by me. Over the years, there's been a lot of, shall we say, fan art of that type.
The kind of general answer to that is we have given a lot of ourselves and of Elfquest. Here's Robin. Yes. Over the years. You have to maintain a certain amount of an aura of mystery and secrecy. So as Skywise said to Cutter in the very beginning, let him wonder. Okay, now we have a standee to Krista.
So we have lots of folks commenting on getting to see you all in places in Michigan and Ann Arbor, and just how nice it is to have the opportunity to see you in person.
Oh, that's so nice. Love Ann Arbor.
We do what we can. Time and energy and resources are limited, and as you may or may not have consciously thought, in just a few years, Elfquest is going to be 50 years old, and who knows what kinds of celebrations and appearances we may be making at that time. And we are trying to plot out as best we can how to get from here to there and still stay alive. So, check on social media, sign up for the Elfquest newsletters on elfquest.com. You'll know ahead of anybody else what's going on. Okay, this is for Krista, and there you are. And let's get this to David over there. Okay, and now we have John and Audrey for Watching the Sunrise. John.
Some people pronounce our character Audrey. They pronounce her name as Audrey, but it's actually Audrey.
Where did that role come in? It was Audrey. That's the first I've heard of that in 45 years.
Well, I'm putting the role in because that's more elfin. But yes, Audrey.
You sound like you're going Scottish there, so it would be Tilda.
Gee, listen to all the phlegm there.
So Peggy Marion wants to know if the event will be available to view afterwards. Yes, it will be saved in on Facebook where it's streaming right now.
Yeah.
So you can watch the whole thing.
Okay, we have a Cutter print.
Yep.
Which is the basis for the standee to Michael. A-E-L. Yes, I sometimes do spell things out loud when I'm signing because you'd be surprised how many times I've misspelled the simplest names.
I can top that. I make the facial expressions of the characters when I'm drawing them. So if someone is grinning or frowning, I'll be grinning or frowning.
Yeah. You ever misspelled your own name?
Oh, I can't count the number of times I've misspelled my own name. And I do
yes.
my best to fix it, but sometimes.
Okay, there's Michael. Now we have, for Liz, a Redlands.
Oh. Your favorite elf, David.
I thought
My
for
favorite
35 years it was Adar, like a jar, until Richard said it's like radar.
Adar. Yes, it is. I mean, you could say Adar, but
You'd be wrong.
it's actually Adar.
Okay, and this is to Liz.
Why is Redlance your favorite elf, David?
Well, the nature spirit, the plant person, all speak to my heart.
David, as most of you know, is a naturalist par excellence.
Who goes out into the world of one moon to be the spokesperson for the environment and endangered species. All right, there's Liz. So we're very fortunate to have him helping us out.
Happy to do it, as always.
All right, we have a standee for Liz.
Yep.
Same
So-
Liz.
Philip asked a question that I'm sure you get asked all the time, and it's probably on a lot of people's minds as well. Do you ever get time to read other people's work, comics, novels, etc.? Who are some of your current favorites if you do get the time?
When you make a living at it, you don't also want to
We work.
entertain yourself with it that much. So
We work there. We don't vacation there.
yeah.
Is how we.
So you like to read a
Well-
mystery and crime, and I love documentaries and biographies.
Yeah, just in case anyone's interested, there's the Jack Reacher series by Lee Child. There's the Pendergast series by Preston and Child. There's I do love deep kind of astrophysics texts, but comics. Okay, there's for Liz. I got to say, the Marvel and the DC universes, comics and or movies, I'm burnt out.
Yeah.
I've hit my limit with them.
Yeah, there's so much of it, but there are series that we really do admire. We admire Saga,
Fables is
and
good.
Fables, and there's always manga and anime that I enjoy.
There have been some things over many years that I know I have enjoyed. Darwin Cook did a wonderful take on the Justice League called The New Frontier,
Yes.
which was a reimagining that was brilliant and innovative. That kind of thing I like, but it is rare as a mild-mannered Zwoot.
And another favorite is A Fire Story by our dear friend Brian Feast. you treat yourself to that one. It's autobiographical. It's heartbreaking, and it's an amazing.
Actually,
work.
this is going to be a shameless plug. It's last name Fies. Go on to Amazon or wherever. Fire Story is autobiographical and very, very moving about, I forget which of the fires it was that roared through Northern California, but it took out their house down to the foundation and all of their neighbors' houses. But he has done a couple other graphic novels. One is called Whatever Happened to the World of Tomorrow.
Yeah.
And the other just recently out is called The Last Mechanical Monster. And if you grew up as we did, loving the Fleischer Superman cartoons, then there's a good chance that Mechanical Monsters is your favorite episode, as it is ours. This graphic novel picks up years after
The cartoon left off.
And it is one of the most masterful things I have run across in recent days.
Yeah.
So end of shameless plug, and not for us, for somebody else.
We also like Nimona. Not so much the movie, but the original art and story.
Well, the original art and story, I mean, it was different, and what they did with it to condense it into a 90-minute movie was, I thought, well done. But generally, the original is superior to the reimagining.
Yeah.
So
Now, we hope if ever Elfquest does get reimagined as a movie or a series, that they will be equally as spectacular, but let's wait and see.
So here's one I think you'll enjoy. Anita says, Usagi Yojimbo remains one of my favorites, and I was thrilled to see your post with Stan Sakai recently.
Oh, yes.
When we
From San Diego Comic-Con.
San
That's
Diego
right.
Comic-Con, when you did Usagi
Yes.
and presented it, because he, years earlier, had done a Stan Sakai cutter and gifted it to us, and we, and Wendy particularly, wanted to return the very, very wonderful favor.
Yes, I hadn't been set up for a long time to do to go back to pencil, pen, and ink art because I had been working digitally for so long. But in my workshop here, I am now set up to go back to painting and such, and that was one of the first things that I caught up on.
Okay, now we have a standee for Eric with a K. Okay, Eric, if you are watching,
There you go.
there is your base, and if you just came in, it will stand up on there. This goes into the little slot. It's really, really very neat
It's
and
cool.
spectacular and
Cool.
cool. Kewl. Okay, another standee.
Please sign on the base only. Well, yes.
That's what we've been doing.
So I have a question that I think folks will enjoy hearing about, and that is the upcoming hardcover volume of Stargazer's Hunt.
Oh my.
Tell
Wait a
folks about what
What's
that's.
this? You know something I don't?
I know you're just pulling my chain there, Richard. You scared me for a second. I was like, wait a second. Did I just say something? No, the news is out. So tell folks about this book and why it's special.
Yes.
Well, oh, good heavens. Stargazer's Hunt. Well, if you don't know, Final Quest wrapped up a 40-year arc. It was Cutter's Complete Hero's Journey.
Let's see if we can keep signing while you talk.
Well, hang on. I got 6 things to do here.
Yeah.
But at the end of Final Quest, there were still questions to be answered. What have we got? Have we got a standee? So if people don't mind me talking 3 different threads at once, And this is to Hannah. I don't know if we can fit Iowa as well.
Well, just quickly, when we finished Final Quest, that was the end of Cutter's hero's journey, but it left a lot of unanswered questions. And people wondered what happened to Skywise. And those were questions that had to be answered.
Because there were unanswered questions between the two of them in their relationship. And so Stargazer's Hunt was an 8-issue miniseries designed and plotted to Hannah. I hope you like that. To address those questions. Well, the first 4 issues came out from Dark Horse. And then, boom, the world went sideways with COVID. And even though the final 4 issues had been drawn and plotted and all of that, Dark Horse could not, comics publishers, the world could not complete them. We finally were able to get those issues into a softcover collection about 1.5 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
But
so Courtney is next.
Courtney, there's 2 prints. But it always felt kind of, a little bit crippled. And now, come November, Dark Horse and we have put together a really spectacular, it's all 8 issues between hardcovers with a brand new cover that Wendy did, plus extras and behind the scenes stuff that did not appear in either of the 2 softcover collections. So we're very excited about that.
And the most exciting aspect of this story is this is the first time that Skywise has been shown as the hero of his own hero's journey. And it's kind of interesting what happens.
I mean, if you haven't read anything of Stargazer's Hunt, it's going to wrap up Final Quest for you. You have to have read Final Quest for Stargazer's Hunt to make complete sense. But again, it puts the spotlight on the character who's usually been the companion and the sidekick and the wise ass in ways that you've not seen before.
Alex asks, are you still drawing other than elves like Mask of the Red Death, Wendy?
Oh, goodness sakes. Go to maskofthereddeath.com, please.
No, Mask Musical.
Oh, I beg your pardon. Maskmusical.com. Mask Musical, all one word, lowercase.com. And please watch the full 2-hour animatic of the Mask of the Red Death musical. The musical is unbelievably fabulous. And since spooky season is coming upon us come September, it's going to get you in the mood for Halloween. Maskmusical.com and click on See the Show. And it's a full 2-hour movie. Have something lovely to drink and enjoy.
You see, it started out as a graphic novel that Wendy did, taking a 6-page Edgar Allan Poe short story and turning it into a 400-page graphic novel, because that's what she does.
Yes, I don't think small.
Here, Courtney. But then it suggested, wait, this is just so delicious. It is a musical thriller on the vibe of Phantom of the Opera or Sweeney Todd. So that's some of what Wendy is devoting her hours and days and weeks and months to these days. Lara, there is your standee.
And the Mask of the Red Death graphic novel has been revised to reflect the changes that are in the musical, because, of course, every adaptation contains changes. And I certainly think they're for the better. And the graphic novel is going to be becoming available fairly soon, I would say. All right, Bina.
Fairly soon, huh? Okay.
Yes, I'm being deliberately vague.
All right, this is a standee for Bina. I hope that's pronounced correctly.
So the next many are going to be standees in the queue
Oh,
here.
Okay.
all right. Well, we will really get the assembly line going. Let's see if we can go a little faster.
Okay, there's Forbina. All right, now we have for Tam. Standing
Tam.
for Tam. Tam for Tam. Tam and Tam again.
We, of course, highly approve of the name Tam.
That. Okay,
Yeah.
and there's Tam.
So, any more questions, David?
Well,
Someone was asking, I think, about the Mask graphic novel when it comes out, if it will be available on Blurb. I think that's what that question is. I don't know if you even know what Blurb is. I don't. So.
We do.
We do know.
We certainly do, and we can't give you any specifics at the moment.
Blurb is the platform. This is for Tina, a standee. Blurb is the print-on-demand service that provided the first iteration of the Mask graphic novel. That is one possibility for the revised edition. We would really like to and hope to find a publisher who will put it out in a format that makes it widely available and relatively affordable. So stay tuned. There's Tina. Okay. Now we have a standee for Bridget. Bridget. Yeah, there are a lot of these in a row. There must have been a rush.
I know we have this huge pile of standees off camera.
It is not a huge pile.
Well, it's getting smaller now.
And there's Bridget. I hope nobody who's watching minds that we're going through this about as quickly as three people can manage.
Well, there's a lot to get done, you know. So I think being efficient is a good idea.
So Robert Vanway says, thank you both for your responses about Betsy. I'm assuming this is on Facebook. Betsy
Yes.
the Wolf and
Oh, yes.
the challenge coin.
That's
So I didn't see that yet myself. But
There was a comment, the challenge coin. And by the way, if you haven't seen the challenge coins, these are spectacular as well. These are from another company called Stands. And they are, I'm going to try to show this. They are almost 2 inches in diameter. They are thick, metallic, enameled, embossed. I don't even know, sort of cloisonné, maybe that's the term. And there's a front, and the first coin is out. It's got Cutter, and the wording says, "He is Cutter, blood of 10 chiefs." And on the back, it says, "Beyond the woods, what is there?" The quotes are all going to be coming more or less from Elfquest, but there is a white wolf. You can see as best as I can arrange it here, howling in front of the father tree. And the question came up, who is that wolf? And somebody said, oh, it's Betsy, because Betsy was the first. And here's Anita's. Was the first wolf we adopted, but Stans, the company that makes these, never knew about. This is a wolf taken from Elfquest, colored white so that it stands out. And so we are saying it's Timay. Okay, that's Anita. We have a standee for Stephanie.
We've sponsored many wolves over the years at Wolf Park in Indiana. And they have only grown and become more wonderful at what they do to educate people about true wolf behavior and conservation, and just generally to dispel the myth of the big bad wolf.
Oh, incidentally, speaking of conservation and wolves, a portion of the sale of every one of these coins is being split equally between Wolf Park in Indiana, which is our longtime favorite cause, and Wolf Conservation Center in upstate New York, which we've just recently become affiliated with. So if you do decide you really like these coins, you're not just buying something from us. You are contributing to the welfare and the preservation and study of wolves in as close to their natural habitat as possible. Now we have a standee for one. Whoops.
Oop.
Philip
Oop, oop, oop.
Tesoro.
I'll get it, Richard.
Okay, thank you.
Now,
Nope.
Phil
This is Phil.
had said, please sign it to Phil, and he apologized
Yes.
for writing his full name.
Yes.
No, you don't apologize. We just, where did you put that? That base?
Oh, I put it right
Over
here.
there?
Yep.
Okay,
Okay.
Yeah.
that's fine.
Nothing broke, folks. No reason to panic.
To Phil.
Frank Gerber says, people so often like to depict the viciousness of wolves. To me, they've always represented the strength of family.
Well, that's an incredibly enlightened way to look at it, and it's very truthful. We mustn't idealize wolves. They are very capable hunters, and to us human beings, what that looks like can look very savage, but they are not savage. They are simply extremely capable predators and just incredibly good at survival. And that takes strength and power and fierceness sometimes.
I'm very proud of that answer, Wendy. As a professional wildlife educator, you hit the nail on the head.
Oh, I'm honored. Thank you, David.
Now, I think you're going to recognize the name for this next standee.
To Alfie. Well, I mean, it doesn't necessarily have to be, but I think the chances are.
Chances are this is an Alfie we know. Anyway, David, yes. What were you saying?
I was just saying you nailed that response.
Yeah, but then you said there's another question.
Oh, no, I was just
Oh.
commenting on the fact that I think you know Alfie.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. All right. Here you go, Alfie love.
There you are.
All right, they are still, as far as I see, let's see,
Cutter,
5 standees left.
5 standees left. I can't
All
believe
right,
it.
let's focus on what we are currently doing because it's going to hit a bottleneck any minute now. This is for Julie. All right, that's Julie. We mark that complete. Would you mind trying something when showing the standee out? Or can we see what it looks like when you hold them up backwards?
Backwards.
Well, all right. First of all, there's Julie. Now, I'm not sure what this person's asking. This is, see, as I'm holding it like this, and I don't know how it's coming, Cutter is right-handed. So there's a front that I'm looking at and a back that I'm looking at, but you're now looking at the front. It is the very same artwork, front and back, but since he's holding New Moon in his right hand, there is a front side and a back side.
Well, he's mostly right-handed, but with that sword, he's pretty ambidextrous.
That's true.
He has to be,
Mostly.
mostly.
Okay, now
So that's Julie.
this is Julie. Hang on. Okay, now a standee for Candy.
We're getting towards the bottom of what's left to be signed. There's still
Okay,
about 22 pieces left, but
don't say that. Don't say that. I just got to nibble away at these. All right, this is for Candy.
I can't tell you how impressed I was with you two when we were having those technical problems earlier, and the way you both went at it and dealt with the problems. It was very impressive.
Well,
thank you. There's only one thing you can do in that
keep hammering.
So-
scenario, though, as you could probably tell underneath, I was saying other words.
Yes.
Yes, but
the
you
thought balloon above our heads was filled with those little storm clouds and asterisks and lightning bolts. This is a standee for Ember.
Ember Storm, quite a name. Yes,
but we
but you
figured it out, and we're here, so that's the
Yeah.
important part.
you guys soldiered on.
Oh, so yeah, unfortunately, the cameras on these live streams always are sort of the mirror image, so things are going to look backwards, unfortunately.
Well,
But not much we can do about that.
I think most people understand that.
Yeah.
okay, Ember, there you are. Okay.
You got a standee next for April.
We've got a. Can't find.
Yes, sir.
All right, this is for April. Thank you so much for creating Elfquest. It has provided not only enjoyment, but has also been therapeutic.
Therapeutic.
Shade and sweet water for April. Thank you.
Elf therapy.
Elf esteem.
Well, someday we're going to write an elf help book, right?
Of course. I think we've been writing one for 45 years.
Yes, I guess you could say that.
What you need? Oh, we need.
Under there, there's a bag. Under the prints.
Here you go,
There's a spare
April.
bag.
No, that's a clammy bag.
Oh,
Yeah.
There's none in there.
Oh. Okay. I'm not sure where they all went.
Because
They all were
I
in
probably
bag,
took
weren't they?
one out and threw the bag away. So, all right, this
Yeah.
is, all right, here's April. There's your,
I'll just
all right, put
stack
this,
them and
put this one aside. It's the only one that we need to get a baggie for.
Well, we do have a few more standees coming up.
Yes.
To sign, so.
but see, now I've got to do this one at a time.
Oh, now we've got a print.
Okay, we have twofer prints.
Yes.
Just for a little variety.
And this is for Mary Lynn. Mary. Oh, let me do down here.
See, the thing about this print is it tells you that this isn't Cutter and Lita's first time up there on the Bridge of Destiny, because she's brought pillows this time.
A genuine camping trip.
I don't think they did much camping.
Decamping.
So April, Suzanne Durfee Landon a name we know well from the fan group, asked, "Can we watch this again when it's over?" She thinks that you just signed hers, but she's got a horrible connection. The answer is yes. The video will stay live on Facebook, so folks can watch it at their leisure.
Marilyn again. So there's that. Now,
Freya and Willow.
Dandy. All right.
So this is
Two
for
names.
the mother of the god of thunder.
That's for Freya and Willow. Yeah, you did that pretty well.
Nicely done.
Oh, I know about the camera stuff. I was saying if the standing bases are see-through, we might be able to see those not in reverse. Okay. Showing backwards looks like left-handed. Welcome to my world. That is a sinister attitude. Okay, here if Freya and Willa are watching. All right, I'm going to be giving these to you this way now.
Okay, that works.
All right, what do we have? We have a Forest Shadows cutter.
And the request here is that you sign it on the back versus the front.
Could
on
you
top of the art.
autograph the back? Absolutely.
Of course. That gives us all the room in the world.
I left a lot of room up top there.
All righty.
I know after signing the standy bases, like to write big. Okay,
Here we are.
back and front. Of course, you knew the front. Okay, there's that.
Okay.
This now, we have a sign the stand only. That's all we're doing.
Not sign Cutter's front.
I didn't say not to sign his back.
I think they just want to see the pecs.
Can you blame them? You knew what you were doing when you designed them.
I sure did.
But there is no back, really. Does that mean he's two-faced?
We're getting to that stage of the live
Yes.
stream where the wordplay is coming out.
Yes.
Okay.
It's because the brain cells are deteriorating to that level.
No, they started at that level. It's just getting worse. Okay. Don't sign back of pick only. It's a 5-print bundle. How do you
Don't
interpret
They're saying to either like don't autograph them or if you want to autograph the back. Same thing. They just didn't want the writing on top of the art.
Yeah,
Well, I understand that, but
Yeah,
you know,
I think that's
don't sign is one thing. Back only is another. So we're going to sign the back,
There you go.
yeah. I think they meant to say don't sign
the front.
the front. Is my take on it all.
Yes. All right. Now this one is oriented that way. So
Okay, this is going to be easy.
and then the rest of them are, nope, this one's horizontal as well.
All right, let's see if we have any-
You know, they do make picture frames that have glass on the front and the back, so you can turn them over and see what's on the back. And these may be going into that kind of frame.
No, I've never seen anything like that. That's interesting.
Someone's blaming the joke on the marker fumes. getting to Richard's head.
Yeah.
Oh no, I'm that way all the time.
Frank Gerber says all the elves are such great characters, even though Skywise is clearly the best.
Aha.
Somebody's angling for special consideration. Okay, so
They're
there's
trying to play on your biases.
flattery. All right, there's that.
Oh, okay.
Flattery will get you almost anywhere, but it'll still cost. All right, there's those 5. And then we have a standee
Yep, the next several are standees.
for Tina.
Standing room only.
Oh my God, don't you start.
You're in trouble, David.
Frank actually says, actually, it is hard to say anyone is the best. They're such rich characters.
Oh, that's wonderful. We think so too. Each one of them is sort of a little piece of us. Some aspect of one or the other's personality.
That's for Tina. People all the time ask who's your favorite, and it's not a question you can ever answer. And the appropriate question, if you're going to ask it all, is which speaks most through you or for you.
Yeah.
And we've answered that a whole bunch of times, but just for the record, because we get it once every signing, you're Cutter.
Mm-hmm.
Cutter is your voice, and Skywise is mine.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Tina, that's complete. We have
Shania
Shania
or
Shania.
Shenya.
That sounds like an elf name.
Yeah,
Maybe
Shenya.
throw an H on the end.
Shenya.
Shania.
In any case, we like it.
2. I am so glad we settled on doing the bases,
Mm-hmm.
because that, I mean, it's a nice standard. It's very clear, easily seen. You don't have to turn the thing around.
And to be honest, I wouldn't want to be writing on the body. This just makes more sense.
Well, it does. But people have come up to us at conventions before and asked to have us sign
Their bodies.
their bodies.
Yes.
We have signed arms and legs and
And other
elsewhere.
other parts of anatomy that can't be mentioned.
well, they can. It's just not, family friendly. Bart, I know this name. To Bart.
You hanging in there?
Yeah.
And
Everyone-
it's feeling a little bit more easygoing now that certain
Craziness.
craziness has settled down.
Well, we are getting into the home stretch for real this time.
Great.
All right,
There's only 11 items left.
for Bart, and there's that.
Albert Pendel says, one of my favorites is Dewshine. Will there be prints of her in the future?
I can't see why not. Dewshine is the elfiest of the Wolf Riders. She just kind of defines adorable.
But don't piss her off.
Don't piss her off. But that's true of any Wolf Rider.
That's true, but see, being so gammon and delicate seeming, you might be tempted, and you'd be wrong.
Well, she's very much like the wonderful actress who does her voice in the audio movie. We should actually talk about the audio movie.
Yeah. coming up on 1 year since the premiere. Labor Day weekend last year at Dragon Con, we premiered it to the public.
All right.
My goodness.
So for someone who has never heard of the Elfquest audio movie, how would you start?
How would you start?
Oh gosh.
I'm busy over here.
Oh, Degas Entertainment and a meeting of the minds between Degas and Warp Graphics resulted in something we were totally not expecting. An amazing, amazing theater of the mind experience. The first 5 issues of Elfquest translated into much more than a podcast. That's why we call it the Elfquest audio movie. And where is it available?
Oh, well, Wendy is absolutely correct. This is not an audiobook. It's not a simple reading of the words. It is a complete reinterpretation of the first 5 issues of the comics. And it's available for free wherever you get podcasts. You can get it off of Apple. You can get it off of Spotify. There are 6 or 7 other podcast platforms. Just go to your favorite, type the word Elfquest into the search field, and it will call it up. There are 40 to 45 minute episodes, so download them all. It's all free. Please, when you listen to it, rate and review. But it is a full theatrical, orchestrated, voiced by professionals, theater of the mind experience, unlike anything you've ever experienced regarding Elfquest before. And that's, I don't want to say much more.
I think you covered it.
Go there, give it a listen. You will, unless you're completely dead, be blown away by the professionalism and
The heart.
the heart and the meatiness of this production. And
Plus,
you'll love knowing that who some of the voices were.
oh my gosh.
Sava is done by Cree Summer, and if you don't know her voice work, you just have to. Picknose is voiced by Robert Picardo, the medical hologram from Star Trek. In fact, Star Trek Tuvok, Tim Russ is Sun Toucher. The list goes on and on. Just do it. You will absolutely love this. And it's
Well
free.
said.
Did I say free? It's free.
It's free, and it's an immersive experience you won't forget.
And Robert Van Way says the Elfquest audio movie soundtrack is awesome too, which is available for download on Bandcamp.
Yes.
Go to the Elfquest website and you'll find the link.
Yes, the music written for the Elfquest audio movie is as lush as any movie score you've ever heard.
Yes, and Bandcamp, oneword.com. You can find that through elfquest.com, or you can go directly and put Elfquest into the search field. It is available to purchase, as well as the Elfquest, the folk songs,
Wolf
Riders
Riders
yeah.
Wolf Riders Reflections. We decided, it's a lot easier to do it that way than to print CDs. So that's how we're handling it these days. If you go to elfquest.com, there is a whole lot of stuff there that you will find, I hope, very pleasant.
All right, we are down to less than 10. Home stretch for real. Cobb Richtig wants to know, if I may, what is the story of Richard and Wendy meeting David and working together to join this fun adventure of online and meeting fans?
David, we want you to tell that story because it really starts with you in a very younger incarnation.
It does. You know what? I'm going to save that, and perhaps on a future live stream we can tell that story, because I don't want to. It's a little bit too long to get into at this very moment.
All right. The condensed version is that we met David a long time ago when he was just a lad at I don't remember which convention it was.
First one was convention in New York at the Javits Center in '93.
So that would
Uh-huh.
have to have been New York Comic Con.
Yeah, but it was much smaller back then.
It was.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And the rest is history.
The rest is history.
You know, that would make a good story for one of the newsletters too.
It really, hey, there you go.
Yeah, well, Richard, why don't you talk about the 2 newsletters that we're doing as we sign these last few items?
Okay, so before I get into that, we have a Cutter Rising, just simply signed. Of course, everyone here knows that Elfquest has a presence on various social media. Instagram, several pages on Facebook, and wherever else, including the bluebird that shall no longer be named. But you know, the thing about social media is you can make a post, and within 12 hours, it can have scrolled off your radar. Plus, we have been learning over the last several years that all of the platforms, particularly Facebook, has this crazy thing called the algorithm that says, we're going to show this post to 1,000 of your friends. We're only going to show this post to 20 of your friends. And we have yet to be able to figure out how and why it does that. So I remember getting very frustrated, and we decided to do a direct email newsletter. There are 2 or 3 flavors of that. One of them is a take on the old editorials that used to appear in the comics. There was Matter of Opinion and Wendy Words,
Yes.
where Wendy and or I would just hold forth on a subject. And people generally liked those. So we decided to do a devoted email newsletter to revive that. There is another version which is more for announcements of new stuff that you can get, appearances, events, just newsworthy items of note.
And these come by email, right?
And these come by email, and they go directly to whatever email address you provide. So there's nothing getting in the way. If we've got 5,000 names on the list, then all 5,000 of you are going to get it. Nobody's going to get in the middle and say, oh, you get it, but you don't. We've been having a lot of fun with this over the last few months. The list is steadily growing because word is getting out that, first of all, you're going to get news and announcements and stuff before it goes on social media. So you get that edge. Second, you're going to get stuff that's not going to appear in social media, offers and whatever. And third, Wendy and I and David get to just express stuff at length that wouldn't fit well into a tweet or an X or whatever it's called now, or a Facebook post. And
So
subscribe to this. Go to elfquest.com. Just on the home page, it says join the quest. Click on that and do it. We will not ever abuse your trust or your email address, and you'll get neat stuff before anybody else. Okay, so we just did
home stretch.
324, right?
Yep. 6 more items. They're all standees. There are still 5 standees left available. Get them while they're hot.
I know. Where are those last 5 people?
Well, if they don't sell, they're mine.
Oh, you guys, you better hurry or Richard's going to take them all. And I won't stop him.
No, he made a mistake. There's only 40.
Robert Van Way, Richard, notes that the last topic newsletter that came out with a poll got him good. Well done. So now's your chance to razz people to go fill out that poll if they got it.
Oh, that's true. The last newsletter that came out, not this past Tuesday a week ago.
Yeah.
Which means another one's due in Tuesday?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. We had a very informal poll. basically asking if Elfquest were ever going to be adapted to movie or series, what would you accept? And there were 4 answers, and they were no changes at all, some changes as long as it kept the spirit, or anything goes. And we have had some very interesting responses, and I will talk about this in the next issue, which is coming out, what's Tuesday, 4 or 5 days from
4 or
now.
5
I'm going to
days.
talk about
Yeah.
your responses. So if you haven't subscribed, do so, and it'll be a lot of fun. Okay, we have a standee to no one. Boy, the adrenaline gets going when we get toward the end here.
It does. Yeah.
Okay, that we have a whole bunch of standees to none.
I think
Which is
people,
fine.
yeah, I mean, because real estate on the standee itself, I think people were afraid of, like you said, Wendy, you signing over top of his bod.
Yeah, exactly. I think if I were getting it, one of these autographed, I would only want the names personally.
Yeah.
You know, I can totally understand.
It's really idiosyncratic. Some people really just want signed. I like to collect books, and if I go to an event where someone that I admire, whose writing I admire, is signing, I will generally ask them to personalize it, because 1, it makes it that much more of a memento. I met this person, we talked for a little bit. And it also, and this is very cynical, I'm letting you in on something here. It also tells that person, chances are real good I'm not going to turn around and flip it on eBay, which is a plague in the collectible market. So that's why, whether you want it signed, just signed, or personalized, that's fine. But everybody has a preference. Okay, I'm not sure if. All right, how many more are you showing?
I'm showing whatever you're showing.
3. It's 3 more.
There
Well-
should be 1, 2. After the one you just signed, which is 342, click complete on that. It's just 2 more, and then we're done.
Okay, so I'm 1 behind. Now I'm caught up.
Yep.
Ah,
Okay.
my goodness. How to fill an hour without even realizing it.
We have filled 2 hours.
2
of
hours.
course.
Well,
Yeah, closer
see,
to
40
2.
minutes of that was.
I didn't
technical
realize
problems.
it.
Not to mention the first half an hour of tech issues.
Oh man.
I told you not to mention that. Okay. And drum roll. Last one for today. Oh, I had already gotten one. Okay.
Last one.
There's no more comments either, so
Last topic newsletter came out was, yep, that was Robert. Okay, here's that.
all right.
I have a VH tape of the video movie. I've watched it once. I've listened to the audio movie more times than I can. Oh, yeah, the video movie was a really just fatally lame attempt at animating Elfquest. The audio movie is 100% professional, and we endorse it 110% every which way but loose. So
Well, shameless plug for the Elfquest website. Richard has put the video recording of that old VHS tape up there. So again, go to elfquest.com, sign up for the newsletter, dig around because there's all sorts of hidden Elfquest goodness in there that you probably never even knew existed. So with that said, we are going to wrap here. So thanks everybody for watching. Apologies again for anybody that was here at the beginning for the tech issues. One day we will figure it all out. But hope everybody enjoys their signed prints and their cutter standees. There's going to be more to come from Streamily.
Definitely.
So stay tuned. And of course, like Richard said, if you follow that newsletter, you're going to get the latest news and goodness before anybody else. So any last words that you guys want to say?
Just thank you for your patience at the beginning. And we always enjoy this and we look forward to seeing you again.
What she said.
Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.